Woj reported that the other night on Countdown. This the guy's in line for a 5-year, $295 million deal. He ain't getting that. Okay, he ain't getting $295 million. Boston's not giving him that. But the fact of the matter is that he's going to be a $200 million player because he is a star in this league. Marcus Smart is a former Defensive Player of the Year. Malcolm Brogdon is the reigning sixth man of the year. Derek White can ball. Al Horford can still ball. Robert Williams III can still ball. And when they amp it up, when they're focused and they're paying attention to detail, they've beaten the Philadelphia 76ers in the regular season 3 of the 4 meetings that they've had. Now it's a situation where they're tied 3-3 after losing in Boston Friday.
Poster night.
I don't want to do that again. Hopefully that's a one-time thing. Hopefully I start off better, things like that. But if this is what it takes for us to win, I go 0 for whatever.
There they are, Miami and LA. Okay, that's Perk and Monica back with us. Stephen A., what does Tatum have to do to win Game 7?
Not much. Because they've already beaten the Sixers when he went 1 for 13 and 0 for 6 shooting in the first 3 quarters. The bottom line is that the Boston Celtics have shown you, even though it's best when he's performing at a high level, it's not a requirement in order for them to win.
Stephen A., this is a whole lot of recency bias, because if he has a performance like last night and they don't win, it is going to be on his head. And so I'm going to disagree. I think he needs to get back to his signature identity. Particularly, he's got to be, and I thought he did a good job of staying focused defensively yesterday, despite struggling offensively. So he's got to get back to who he is, right? The guy that's in the conversation for MVP. I think he's got to shoot the ball efficiently. He's got to move the ball. But most importantly, for both of these teams, but the Celtics as well, even though we just saw the Sixers let go of the rope in the previous game, in Game 6, they got to stay focused down the stretch. And so if it's getting tight, he's got to be the voice.
Walked into Philadelphia and took them out last night. And that's with Jason Tatum coming on strong in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Sixers by himself, hit 4 or 5 3-pointers. But the bottom line is that for those first 3 quarters, you were right there with Jason Tatum shooting as poorly as you possibly can shoot. So I look at it and I say to myself, it would be nice for him to perform, but it's not like he's the be-all, end-all that's going to determine whether or not the Celtics win Game 7, because the be-all, end-all that's going to determine whether or not the Celtics win Game 7, because the Celtics have proven time and time again they don't necessarily require that in order for them to win. They can win a Game 7 against the Sixers.
Empower Marcus Smart or Al Horford, whoever the voice is. Down the stretch of this ball game, this thing is literally going to come down to who's the most focused in the last 4 minutes in my mind. I do not think the Sixers are going to roll over in this Game 7. I expect the Celtics to pull it out, but they're going to need to get back to more of a signature performance from Jason Tatum, because I'm not going to call it luck, because great players do have a way of bouncing back when the stage is brightest, but that is not a trend that I think that they should develop or develop too much confidence in.
I'm with you on that. And in this past Game 7 for me, when I look at Jason Tatum, one, I love this post-game interview last night when he said, I humbly say I'm one of the best players in the world. Been waiting on, okay? Like letting the world know who the hell you are and delivering in the fourth quarter. But I will say this. This postseason, we have talked a lot about Jimmy Butler. We have talked a lot about Jalen Brunson. We talked a lot about Devin Booker, Jokic, AD, Steph Curry. We haven't said too much about Jason Tatum. And if the Celtics are going to go on to complete the mission, forget this Game 7, complete the mission of winning the NBA championship, we need to start talking more about Jason Tatum. I need to hear more about Jason Tatum or CJ.
First 3 quarters.
Don't do that, Stephen A.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, Stephen A. You answered the question wrong. Don't do that. Don't even do that.
Why can't I speak? I mean, what the
Because
all
no,
I'm saying is I was just answering the question. I wasn't encouraging. I wasn't sitting up there saying, yo, Jason Tatum, go ahead and play and duplicate your performance in Game 6 for the first 3 quarters. I wasn't telling him to do that. I'm saying if something like that happened, the Boston Celtics could still beat the Sixers in this Game 7. Just a couple of facts for y'all to know. The Celtics are 5-1 in Game 7s, dating back to 2017. The Sixers have lost 3 straight Game 7s, dating back to 2012. And by the way, in Game 7,
I really did. Hell of a job by the C's locking down on the defensive end. But this is bigger than just this one series. This is about going to complete the title and going to get the championship. And if Jason Tatum, they're not going to get that done. I love Jaylen Brown. I love what Marcus Smart brings to the table. Malcolm Brogdon has been phenomenal through this postseason. But they're not winning a championship unless Jason Tatum elevate his game and we start putting him in the same conversation this postseason with the likes of Steph, Jokic, Booker and those guys, as far as him going on the streak where he's tearing up the league.
Well, all I was doing was answering the question, fellas and ladies. I wasn't encouraging Jason Tatum. 44% shooting, 47% from three-point range, and 8.2 rebounds in 5 previous Game 7s for Jason Tatum, in which he is 4-1, and the only person he's lost to is LeBron James.
Well, let me say this real quick. I would not take it lightly watching what the 76ers has done in this series. James Harden going to get Game 1 without Joel Embiid.
That's right. 45.
Nobody in the world, including myself, thought that they were going to walk into the Beantown and get Game 5 after the Celtics even that series out. So the 76ers are real cozy in that arena.
Okay, so, they are real cozy. They won Game 1. They won Game 5. They did lose Game 2 and 3, and James Harden was not good in those games. And he wasn't great last night. And by the way, 23.8 points, 37% shooting, 22% from three-point range. In 5 previous Game 7s, he's 3-2 in those games.
Okay, so Stephen A. So back to the question, what does Jason Tatum need to do to win Game 7? It's not repeat the previous performance, candidly.
I'm saying not much. Right. Because J.J. Redick does it with very little style. So I had to bring style.
Why does
J.J. catching strays on a Friday?
J.J's been catching way too many strays on the show lately on the days he's not on.
Excuse me. These cats get at me when I'm not on the show. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm trying to say, I'm talking about J.J. now. I'm talking about J.J. Did I say you? I didn't say you. I know you try to look like Catwoman sometimes, but I did not say you. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about JJ and them, okay? What I'm saying is they try to focus on me. It's even.
Okay.
Even amongst
you
the
don't
four
want them to have more, obviously, more shine than you.
Excuse me. I'm not the one who walks in here with these outfits and treat the hallways of Seaport like a runway. I'm not that person. That would be you, Molly. That's just saying.
Guess what?
I'm just saying.
And I'm going to own it.
That's right.
Life is a runway, Molly. Let them know.
Monica's right there with me. Monica already knows. We check each other out in makeup. It's like, you're doing it today, girl.
That's right.
We are with it. All right.
Monica, the only person I know in a makeup chair that goes like this while they putting on makeup.
Monica.
Around, and I'm saying to you, the numbers that I spew, when I do it with style. When he does it, he's looking for style. There's a difference. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so now we're giving style points on this show.
I did appreciate when he rocked the cold open over a week ago with the shades on, with the aviators on. That was very nice. That was very good of him. That was his best moment on television.
Okay, I just have one question for you. Are you getting enough camera time up close? Because I know the shot bothers you.
Jaylen Brown is a star in this league. There's reports that
all our dirty laundry, making it real personal. Like, we'll never back you in a corner again.
Exactly. Shout out to Laura and Bree and Jess and the whole crew, because you do got to be like, ooh, we look good. Yes,
who does that while people are putting makeup on?
Just just chill.
Eminem.
You need to love yourself first, okay?
It's all about you. That ain't no problem with you. We know you love yourself. Let's go ahead. Project Wormwood. Let's roll.
I don't even act like that.
Project, well, stop it. Let's roll.
Molly, you are one of the most gracious folks at the Seaport. Don't let nobody say it otherwise.
Okay. Well, I'm just waiting for people to roll the bump because I'm feeling